It's finally official. The Mets got their guy. The Mets are in agreement with Juan Soto on a 15-year, $765 million deal with a $75 million signing bonus, no deferrals. There is an opt-out after 5 seasons. But nonetheless, the Mets have landed one of the top hitters in baseball. I mean, when you think about the top hitters in baseball, you're thinking about Ohtani, you're thinking about Judge, and now you're thinking about the 26-year-old Juan Soto, who will be donning the orange and blue in Queens. There are so many things to unpack with this deal. What happens next? Do we bring in starting pitching? I'm going to tell you right now, Mets fans, enjoy this for what it is. You landed the top player of his generation. We could say that. I mean, 26 years old. He's in his prime at the moment. He'll be in a lineup with a Francisco Lindor, with Mark Vientos, and possibly a Pete Alonso if he returns. And then the possibilities after that are endless. We knew the potential of this Mets lineup already. They got us all the way to the NLCS. Had we had a player like a Juan Soto in the lineup, there's a strong possibility we could have been the team to defeat the Dodgers and end up in the World Series. But hindsight is 2020. The big thing right now is the Mets landed the biggest fish in free agency. So now the next moves do have to happen. But for the moment, enjoy this for what it is. Juan Soto is a New York Met. And for those out there that were reporting that Juan loved the Yankees, Juan loved the pinstripes, he wanted to stay there, he wanted to be in front of Aaron Judge. The Yankees' offer to Juan Soto was $760 million for 16 years. Now, I do understand that the Mets offer has escalators that could take it up to or past $800 million, but the money wasn't that different in my opinion. It was more about the culture. It was also about the owner. Juan Soto told David Stearns that he was buying into everything that Steve Cohen was selling. He was buying into the fact that Steve Cohen wanted to win, and he wanted Juan Soto to be a big part of that. And to have an owner like that, I mean, we're coming from owners that would have never made this deal. They would have bowed out and let the Yankees do what the Yankees do. But Steve Cohen fought for not only his own era, he fought for the Mets fan base as well to bring hope to our fan base, to bring hope to Queens. This is a huge stamp in the Steve Cohen era. He landed Francisco Lindor via trade. He landed Max Scherzer at one point, Justin Verlander, which were okay signings, but they didn't pan out. And the moment that their deals come off the books, he lands one of the best hitters of all time in baseball. The best part about this is Juan Soto is already solidifying himself as probably one of the greatest Mets of all time without putting a jersey on just yet. Now, granted, I do understand he has to hit the field. We got to see him in action. We got to see Juan Soto for who he really is, which we've seen throughout his time so far in MLB. But the fact of the matter is this. The Mets got the most prized free agent of this year's class. They also signed him to the highest top dollar value contract in MLB history. And they've just opened their World Series window that much wider. I do understand that the Dodgers have a hell of a rotation. They have Ohtani coming back to pitch. But now the Mets are right there. You can't count out the Mets just because the Phillies are in the same division, the Braves are in the same division. No, the Mets are right there because they have possibly the second best hitter in the National League behind Ohtani. This was a huge statement move made by Steve Cohen and David Stearns to show us that they're all in on what they're trying to build within the Mets organization. Now, what happens next? No one knows just yet. I promise you guys, I will have a video later on this week to unpack all of that on who they sign next with, whether it's Pete Alonso or if they go after somebody else. And then we'll also dive a little deeper into the starting pitching rotation and who else they need to add. But until then, I want you guys to bask in this, enjoy this, because right now, you can say it to the rooftops. Juan Soto is a New York Met. It happened. That's it. It's official. We'll probably hear more word about it from David Stearns or Steve Cohen tomorrow during a press conference at the winter meetings. But nonetheless, it's a phenomenal time to be a Mets fan. It's a phenomenal time for Mets baseball or for baseball in general. I do want to say thank you to all of you who are tuning in right now. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And like I mentioned, I will drop a video later on this week going into further detail, not only into the contract, but the ramifications of it and what can happen next for the Mets. Until then, I'm Bryan Cameron. This is Mets Pulse. Go Mets.